name is Azhar, fund manager. In the past, I mean, in 2008, when the present government rules, and then we have a solid 1 year internal bickering instead of Perak. So the way I look at it, let's say, or I hope that in the next election, let's say you swimming in power, so without full majority or two-third majority, there'll be like still a problem to resolve. So, and we are lacking compared to other neighboring countries. So my worries is that even after general election and still will too much politicking in this country, so how we are competing with our neighboring countries? Your comment, please.
Right. Our neighboring countries also do a lot of politics. Can you assume for a day that my Filipino friends have got some politics going, the ambassadors here? Indonesia is rife with daily problems and crises about corruption scandals. In Thailand is still debate, but it should not deflect from our major preoccupation or focus on the economy. That is pertinent, because if you do concede that point and ignore the importance of focusing the economy, then you're actually depriving the vast majority of the people of a reasonable livelihood. I'm not in a position to say that, well, there's not going to be bickering. Politics is about debate. And furthermore, you talk about Pakatan Rakyat, so on. It's a democratic institution. I mean, the entire process. My friends who is a bit concerned because they say, you know, in Pakatan Rakyat, you're all equals. At least in the Barisan Nasional, as in the UMNO, Malay leadership is clear and prominent. And they can dictate policies. I see that, look, this is 2011. I cannot be involved in public life and suggest that, you know, I can treat my other friends and comrades, Chinese or Indians, as second class. No. I've chaired meetings in the Barisan Nasional. I've chaired cabinet meetings in the past. I continue to chair meetings of Pakatan Rakyat. There's a world of a difference. People are confident. You have, of course, more competent leaders expressing their views. Intense debate on issues. Some very contentious, some very difficult. But intense debate. This is the reality. I sometimes, when I get tired, I say, why don't you treat me like a dictator for once and can solve the problem? But then you run contrary to the whole idea. People sacrifice their lives. I mean, I go to prison 6 years solitary confinement because my passion for freedom is not something that you can compromise. But the consensus is built. I mean, although we do share these aspirations, we express ourselves as equals, but nobody, not PAS, not the AP, not Keadilan, question the position of Bahasa Melayu or Islam as a religion federation, or even Malay rights as enshrined in 153 of the Constitution. 553 of the Constitution. What they question is the abuse of the new economic policy. They have a policy to denigrate other race and religion, which is tolerated by the other crowd. So let us accept the fact, and particularly among the younger crowd here, that things have to change. I chaired cabinet meetings and Barisan Nasional meetings. Far easier. I used to joke, I said, before I could even finish, they said, sir, we are with you. I said, let me finish, at least you understand this new policy. They said, but what you are saying is brilliant. You know from me. So it's easy. But is that something that we want for Malaysia, for now and the future? We can't. We can ill afford it. But now it is the contrary. Even in Kadilan, we have their Juan, even in the up and coming Isa, everybody have they want to have their say. And they want to overrule me at times. But that's the reality, you have to accept. You have to talk about being a Democrat, a liberal, and that's it. You face the music. Now, and then there's Kadilan. And then you go to chair a meeting. Abdul Hadi Awang pass on your left, Kit Siang Karbal Singh on your right. Good luck to you. But we have gone through this year, and I can sense the first meeting that we had, Pakatan, in my house. Even the sitting arrangement will be sensitive. I say, Aziza, you better handle that side, I will handle this side. You know, to make sure that people feel comfortable at least. But that was 3 years ago. Now we don't have that problem. Even when we had to debate on the issue of Huruf, and I had, some you may know the fact that I spent the entire day back and forth, Kadilan, pass office, back to DAP office, back. But we had intense final meeting for our debate. People do express themselves, respect each other's position, but then draw the line. Fundamental. What is guaranteed by the Constitution? Non-negotiable. That whatever policy in Pakatan Raya must be through consensus. If you can't, you wait and continue to persuade your friends. That's brilliant to learn. And this is a multi-ethnic, multi-religious country of ours. I accept, and I think you made reference to this in Ghana, because we had some very poor candidates won in the last elections. People, smart guys like you, were reluctant at that time. So I have to contend with what I have. Yeah? Some street fighters, somebody said, okay, they can fight. And some areas which we are sure we will lose badly. And we won, including Kulim Badabaru. So one of the jokers won. And my goodness, when they won, it became a headache for us. But have we learned our lesson? Can I absolve myself from such a mistake? I apologize publicly in these constituencies. But I did say at that time that we were left with this. And we thought they would probably accept this platform because not new. Our policy was there before the elections. For them to come up and say, no, this is a Malay Muslim country, we can't accept otherwise. They lied because when they came in and during the elections, there were Hindus and Buddhists and Christians with them supporting them. How did they come back after winning the elections? This is a Malay country. Then why did you tell the Hindus and the Christians before the elections? Now, we are going to be more vigorous in our process of selecting candidates. That I accept. Some of you feel that you are competent, you are professional, of integrity, please make your application now, because we are in the process of doing. But I had to consider, that was what happened in Perak. Let me just give you some examples, because I want to convince you this point. Two of them came. They were investigated over some sexual impropriety and corruption. Okay. So the government, the federal government, actually used the Anti-Corruption Commission to intimidate them. Okay, so they came to my house and said, look, I said, okay, you know that you are not guilty. You did not commit the crime, fight. But they didn't sound to be too confident. I said, I did fight. I went to jail. They said, but you are different because you went to jail, you still have supporters. If you go to jail, people will forget about that. So I sense the initial, defeatist attitude. But probably because they felt they could not replicate it, they were guilty. But government or institutions were used to intimidate them. So they changed side. And of course, they won the case in court. Virtually withdraw. Although they go through the simple process. In Kedah, the ex-co that left, you know what? The Menteri Besar met me in Penang and said, Anwar, I'm sorry, you know, your exco is claiming too much money and that's wrong. I said, have you told them? Yes. And he continues to do that. So what do I do? He asked me. I said, what do you mean, what do I do? You remove him. To me, it does not matter whether you are Kadilan or PAS or DAP. I cannot defend them. So, notify that guy, you have to be removed as an exco. The next day, he came out with the PC to say that I don't believe in Anwar because Anwar is under the DAP. There's nothing to do with the case. The same with the $2 company wanting to take over 40 million enterprise in Penang. The Chief Minister Debunking disagreed and told me, and I said, I support you. I supported the DAP decision against a sitting MP from Keadilan as a matter of principle. That's why my conscience is clear. Now I have to concede, yes, we have to be more rigorous. The whole process, we have to be more rigorous and vigilant because we are dealing with guys. Offer. Padang Strike is on record. Saifuddin Nasution Secretary General actually produced the copies of the checks of 1.4 million given to the member of parliament. Was there an investigation? None. Action? No. Why? Because they choose to support Anwar. But this is we are dealing with this sort of system. So that's what we need to change. This country must change. Otherwise, it becomes part of a system. People do accept it. And then some, you know, some younger guy, my dialogue with the students, they say, normal to see, you know, because all leaders are corrupt, you know. So we can't talk about corruption. Normal, you know, if anybody in government and in power, they will arrest the opposition. If you happen to be Prime Minister also, you arrest also. So normal, huh? It becomes so permissive and defeatist, and this is dangerous for the country. So we have to come up with strong commitment. No divisions about strengthening the institutions of governance. If you talk about Mahathir's rule, okay, he has done some positive measures in terms of economy, whatever, infrastructure, etc. But what is major flaw is the destruction of institutions of governance, judiciary, the trust in the police force, in the AD, judiciary, the conduct of parliament, the entire system crumble. And that, I tell you, will take time to improve and correct. So please make your application. So, but I'm very, very grateful and honored the fact that so many of the members from the embassy, High Commission, ambassadors, a number of ambassadors are here, colleagues and friends, and from the business community and members of parliament and state exco, or particularly from Selangor. We take the opportunity to thank them, and hopefully we're supposed to have a session very soon. Then Chua told me that for briefing political and judicial and before the 9th of January. People asked me what's going to happen on the 9th of January. So I asked them, maybe you don't know? Or you're unsure? I said, not sure. So I said, based purely on facts and law, I shouldn't be charged in the first place. Defense should not have been called. Now, my only hope is that sanity will prevail. And the judge will decide based on facts and law, and justice will prevail. So terima kasih banyak-banyak. Selamat malam.